Good evening, everyone. Hello, happy Tuesday. This is Tuesday, I believe, November the 4th. Welcome to our Tuesday edition of our Leadership Development Call. My name is Miriam Kareem. I'm so happy to have you all here that we can gather together, put our minds together, and absorb this energy and this amazing teaching by Coach Will Zanders and I believe Coach Seymour Greenwich Blake. Quick trip to the newbie corner. So today I utilized some of the training that I was blessed to be able to attend this past weekend that Coach Will put on for the AI class. And my sister is so funny. She messaged me and she said, "Where did you do this?" Because I'm here. There's one of my sisters that lives here, and she said, "Where did you do that?" And I said, "Oh, that's AI." And then she called me and she said, "Okay, what? So it really looks good, Miriam. That I really like that. I have had so many compliments on how professional it looks. And actually, in my stories, there was a like a prompt that allows me to share my my video with like Weight Watchers, with a couple of other like plant-based groups, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I guess once you start doing this type of level content, you a lot of things open up to you, and it goes to show that even with our trainings and with the information, our best system, once we start implementing those things away, like down to the letter, maybe put your own flavor to it as far as your own personality. But once you start adopting those things will start taking off for you. So that's my quick message today on the Newbie Corner. Now, I would like to introduce you all to our teacher tonight. One of our teachers tonight, Coach Will Zanders. He is a multiple seven-figure earner in the network marketing world, a seven-figure earner at our Green Organics company at HBN, and our first six-figure earner at Goldisana. An amazing teacher. Always has a great perspective on how to build your business. So, Coach Will Zanders, are you available, sir?
Miriam, I'm available. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And let me just open up with fellas. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through the No Shave November. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know. This is I don't know. I don't know. So I'm trying. It's only like the fourth or fifth. I'm struggling. I want to go to the barber so bad. Just want to shave it off. But I'm gonna try. So y'all, I know we in the men's groups, we've been talking about that. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. All right. And the missus ain't mad about it, so she like it. So I guess it's okay. That being said, I want to thank Miriam for her kind words as well. And yeah, Miriam, your content's been looking great. It was always good, but having some new skills is always fun. It makes it always exciting to have some new skills. And it's something I'll tell you is the steps in the industry. The steps typically don't change insofar as recruiting. You still got to move products. You still have to build a team. There's certain things that you still have to do. You still have to communicate with human beings. The steps of network marketing really don't change. The techniques do. Excuse me. And for people who knew me back when I started network marketing, I was absolutely old school. If you wasn't doing home meetings, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I know we will put the miles on the cars and we will build businesses from living room to living room, developed and more advanced, and we learn it better. Uh, I'm gonna still do live events and every so often, but just today I was doing something very similar to what Miriam was doing. I had some new followers on my Facebook page, and instead of me sending them the script that I always copy paste send, because why would you not send a message to all your new followers, letting them know you have a business, and they might not know that yet. But I made a little video, a little video clip that was not me. Looked like me, talked like me, smelled like me, spoke like me, got the right engagement, and I'm just going to practice with this new follower I have and just go back and forth with the videos. And once I get that part really dialed in, for everybody who already attended the class, we'll go through exactly what words in scripting on how to do that and make that happen if you've already been through the class. If you haven't been to the class, it doesn't make any sense to share it with you because you're going to get right about here, and then you're going to not know any of the technical nuances that really make it work. But I'm not going to teach it until I recruit this individual, because one thing about our coaches, and I love this so much, we don't teach anything that we don't do. We don't teach anything that we don't know guarantees works. So this is new for me, the recruiting with no conversation from the real me at all. I'm just curious, and we just gonna see, just go see how it goes. But it's fun. It's fun. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do have some stuff I'm gonna drop the last 15 minutes or so that I know I hope you'll really be excited about the training tonight. But the man of the hour is not me. It is the one and only Coach Seymour Greenwich Blake. And on Tuesday nights, and just Miriam, our super hostess, if Coach Seymour is on, you can go ahead and start that call. Y'all ain't gotta wait for me. I'll be there. But Coach Seymour's been doing such an incredible job, and I cannot thank him enough for not just stepping up to the plate to really provide value to the whole company, really, but really saying, all right, coach, I know the rules. I'm not going to do the call until I'm a six-figure earner here. He went ahead, knocked that out just because he felt like it, and then he was doing calls. It was really up to him. And I love the fact that he made $95,000, well, way more than that now, but he made $95,000 in commissions in the same amount of time it took him to make like 6,000. That's so silly, but that lets you know that it's just mindset. When he was ready, he just went out and did it. And you can do the same thing. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, his track record speaks for himself. I'm not going to tell his story just in case he wants to share some elements of his story with you while he's on the call tonight. But again, Coach Seymour Greenwich Blake, military veteran, a father, a brother. That he's an amazing, amazing friend of all ours at this point. One of my actual big brothers in this industry, and a six-figure earner at multiple companies. So everything he's about to share with you is proven, tested, and true to work if you want to be a top earner in this industry. Coach Seymour Greenwich Blake, do we have you available, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
There he is, man. Looking sharp, brother, as always. Looking sharp. All right, I will turn it over to him, and we got notes ready, man. Give us the goods.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Really appreciate that. And like Coach just said, make sure you have your papers and pencil or pen ready because tonight is going to get a little bit deep. I might step on some toes, and maybe that's what we need to do sometimes. But with that said, I wanted to say also that if you are in this business with the Green Organics Company, there should be no one or nobody that can come to you and tell you about another company and you want to leave what you have here to run somewhere else. There's not enough thanks that we can give to our Madam President, Paula Scarcellus, for this company. She has not only changed people's financial lives, but she has changed people's health. I am one of those people that can say, and let me say, the products that we have here is not saying that they can cure, prevent, or heal any issues or any different illness that you may have. I'm just speaking about me. And I know there's many people on this call tonight that can testify to what I'm going to say. These products are the most amazing products in the world. I've been around in the network marketing industry since I was in my 20s, and I've never came across anything that can come close to what we have here. Once I planted my flag, and I didn't just plant it, I cemented it. With this company, there's nobody that can come to me and show me something else that will convince me to stop what I'm doing here, to jump over and do what they're doing. I don't care if they say that if I sign up today, I make $1 million because I know what we have here with Green Organics. Okay, so with that said, I want to get to this so we can get to the other meet and grab that Coach Will gonna have for us at the end. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my cameras off so I can pay attention to what I'm gonna be bringing to you tonight. And like I said, make sure you have your pens and paper ready with you right now because it's gonna get deep. Okay, with that said, let's get started. So tonight's topic is gonna be, when you were born, you look like your parents. But when you die, you're gonna look like your decision. Okay? I'm very excited to be here tonight with you guys because the message that I'm going to bring to you tonight, I'm talking this one right here, it can shift some of your entire lives. Like I said before, when you were born, you look like your parents. But when you die and you leave this world, you're going to look like your decision. What does that mean? It means that your choices going to shape your legacy. The habits that you have right now is going to shape your outcome. But the most important thing is that your mindset, that's going to determine your direction. You didn't choose how you came into this world, but I promise you one thing, that you have full control over how you leave it. You have full control how you leave this world. So tonight, what we're going to do, we're going to break it down for you. We're going to look at how decisions, whether they're big or small, can build your character. It can build your income, your health, your family, but most of all, it can build your destiny. And by the time we're done here tonight, you'll know why you can't afford to live on autopilot another day of your life. I hope so. Let's talk about the power of choices. Because I'm telling you, your decision will define who you are. And if you don't think that's true, think about this. When you was a child, who made the decisions for you? Your parents did. They made most of your decisions when you was a child. They decided what you ate, where you go. They even decided what you were wearing, what you will put on and go out the house with. But as you start to grow, then guess what? You begin to choose for yourself. And that is where the real story began. Every decision that you make is a brick. Every decision is it's a brick. Because brick by brick, guess what? You can build a house of your life. Not a house that you're gonna live in, a house of who you're gonna be. You know, we look around and we see some people living in mansions. Some of us, you know, they live in shacks and they regret. But you know what? That's not luck. That's not luck that that person living in that live in that mansion. It's not luck that the person that living in regret. That wasn't because of luck. It was the choices that they made. And it wasn't choices that they made that specific day. It was choices they made 5, 10, 15 years ago. If your electric company came and cut your light off today, it wasn't because you didn't pay the bill today, it was because you didn't pay it last month. It's choices that we have to make, and we have to make the right ones. I remember years ago when, you know, I made some choices. They didn't look successful to me. I wanted comfort. I wanted things to be easy. But I had to realize that easy never built greatness. It never did. You cannot have success and convenience in the same hand, guys. You have to make a decision. I had to make that decision. So what I was going to live by was not by my feelings, but by my purpose. Because feelings can change, but my purpose don't. Every single one of you here tonight, you are one decision away from a complete different life. One yes to your purpose, one no to your distraction, and one choice to stop quitting on yourself. And a lot of you are doing that. You're quitting on yourself. You don't give yourself the time and the distance that you need to go to get to what you're trying to get. Just remember that your decision can paint your reflection. When people see you, they're seeing the sum of every yes and no that you have made in private. That's what they see. Just like I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, and last week I even said this, your energy shows up before you open your mouth. So let me ask you this tonight. What do your decision look like right now? Does it represent the person that you say you want to be? You don't have to answer that in the chat. Answer that to yourself. Does your decision, what does it look like? Does it represent the person that you want to be? And if it's not, then you know you need to change something. Because again, like I said, when you die, people not going to remember how you look. They remember what you stood for. That's your decision talking. And if you don't think that's a true statement, ask yourself this. Have you been to a funeral and people got up and talk about the individual that's laying in that casket? Did you ever hear anyone say, man, that guy was a handsome guy. That woman was such a beautiful woman. She was so pretty. You don't hear that. They talk about what that person did. That guy and that female would take their shirt off their back and give it to somebody because of the choice they made in life. They don't talk about how you look. They're going to forget what you look like, but they're not going to forget what you stood for. Let's talk about the consequence of comfort. Because I'm telling you, growth, it lives in discomfort. It don't live in comfort. It lives in discomfort. Comfort is a killer of destinies. It's basically the killer of whatever destiny you may have. If you stay in your comfort zone, you're going to kill it. Because most people don't fail because they can't win. They fail because they won't decide to leave what is comfortable. You ever notice how people say, I'm just waiting for the right time? Let me tell you this, guys. The right time doesn't exist. The right time is when you decide it's time to get started with it, and that's now. When I started my business journey, it wasn't comfortable. And that was in my 20s. I was tired sometimes. You know, I was tired. But I had to decide it was time for me to do something different. I had to make that decision. I had to make the decision to grow through discomfort because I didn't want to die in it. I did not want to die in discomfort. You see, growth doesn't happen in comfort, like I said. If you're lifting weights and you're working out, does your muscle grow because it just stays there? No, it grows when it starts to stretch. Okay, it's not comfortable when you're in that pain. Just like your mind, it grows when you start to challenge things. That's when your mind starts to grow, when it gets challenged. And your income grows when you make uncomfortable moves. When you get out of your comfort zone, that's when you start to see your income grow. That's when you start to see it grow. Like I said earlier on my post on Facebook, some of you are praying for a harvest, but you're refusing to plant the seed. Like I said, I'm going to step on some toes. You want to harvest, but you're not planting the seeds and you're not watering it once you plant it. You want promotion, but you're not willing to make a decision to change your habits. You're doing the same thing you're doing 5 years ago and expect to move forward. You have to change your habits. Decisions, it creates discipline, guys. And discipline creates transformation. If you want a new life, you must outgrow the old excuses that you have. Like I always say, stop making excuses and turn those excuses into a reason why you need to change your current situation. Stop babysitting your limitations. Understand that you do not need, if you're on this call and you're in the Green Organics company, you do not need a new opportunity. You have it. What you need is new level of commitment. That's what you need. Stop asking, why is it so hard? And start saying, it's hard because I'm growing. Because that's when everything changes. Once you start to grow, you will see things change. You will see your life change. You will start walking differently. You start carrying yourself differently. You start hanging around the correct people. Because decisions can shape destinies. And small choices can create big results. It's not the big decision that changes your life, guys. It's the small daily ones that you do. That's what can change your life. What you eat, what you read, what you watch, but most important, who you listen to. Be careful who you're listening to. You cannot make a millionaire decision with a broke mindset. Maybe I need to say that again. You cannot make a millionaire decision with a broke mindset. And you sure can't make a health decision while living with lazy habits. I am so glad that we're on the 90-day challenge that Coach Will got us on, because I started doing something that I never thought I would do. I started doing some things that I never, not that I won't think that I would do, but I didn't like to do. I'll put it that way. I'm doing things that I didn't like to do, and I'm seeing a change. I'm seeing a change. I'm visually seeing the change. So Coach Will, I thank you for that challenge that you got us with this 90-day, because it's helping me to be a different person. Every day in this world, in this life, you have two choices. Those choices are discipline and regret. And I'm going to be honest with you, both of them are painful, but only one is going to pay off, and that's discipline. I've watched people say, I want to be successful. But at the same time, what are they doing? They're doing the same thing that kept them average. They don't realize that every little choice compounds. I'm sure many of you have heard the statement before. If you need a house built, and I'm a constructor, I own a construction company, and I come to you and I tell you, I can build your house, I will charge you $2,000 a day for 30 days. I can build it in 30 days. I charge you $2,000 a day for 30 days. Or I would charge you a penny a day, and you double that penny every day for 30 days. Which one would you pay? I know you heard that before. And if you said a penny a day and double every day, you better go back to school and take math again. Because 2,000 a day for 30 days is way less than a penny a day, doubling it every day for 30 days, and hope that the month don't have 31 days in it. Because you'll be paying millions and millions and millions of dollars at the end of those 30 days. So the little thing compounds. And I want you to think about this, and I want you to look at it this way. If you drank one can of soda every day, at the beginning, at the first day and the second and third day, it might not look like much because it's only one can. But over the years, you know who's gonna feel it? Your health is gonna feel that soda a day, every day for years. But at the same time, if you save $10 a day, it might not sound like a whole lot, but over the years, your wealth will start to feel that $10 a day. And if you speak life daily, it might not be a whole bunch, a lot, but over the years, your confidence gonna start to feel it. You can't escape the harvest of your habits, guys. You just can't. So again, when you die, you don't look like your parents. You look like the pattern that you left behind. You look like what you decided to do when no one was watching. Because I'm telling you, success doesn't come by chances, it comes by choice. Your environment matters, guys. Who you're around shapes your decision. I know you also heard that if you hang around 5 broke people, you're going to be broke person number 6. If you hang around 5 winners, you can't help but to do what? Win. Your environment is either going to feed your focus or it's going to fuel your failure. Which one do you want to? Me, I want my focus to be fed. When I change my circle, I change my decisions. When I started surrounding myself with dreamers, doers, and go-getters, my thinking elevated to the top. It elevated to the top. And I'm hope that you would do the same. Because again, your circles, it determines your ceiling. If your friends don't challenge you, sooner or later, one day, they're gonna change you up. They're gonna put you in a cage. Some of you need to make a hard decision tonight. And I really mean that. Some of you really need to make a hard decision tonight. And that could be to, loving some people from a distance. It doesn't mean that you're better than them. It just means that you refuse to keep shrinking to fit their comfort. You'll have to make that decision. I had to let go of some people who were comfortable talking about problems, but they were allergic to the solution. You can talk, I've heard it, oh man, I need another job, man, I can't stand this job. But why are you still here? Go find another job. Then you tell them about an opportunity. Well, man, I need something that's gonna pay me for real. I don't need one of those pyramid scheme things, but that's what you are working on right now, pyramid scheme, because you at the low level, I'm your supervisor. I have a manager on it, and my manager have a director. That director have a president, a CEO, but you at the bottom of the place. But you talking about what I'm showing you is a pyramid scheme. That's their mindset. They can talk about the problem, but they're allergic to that solution. Winners make decisions. Complainers make what? Excuses. Which one are you becoming? Are you going to be a winner or are you going to be a complainer? Because when you die, people won't say he or she had potentials. They're going to say he or she made a powerful decision. That's legacy talk. Start to rewrite your story. It's never too late to decide it differently, guys. It's never too late. And here's the truth. Some of you made bad decisions. But you know what? So did I. I also made bad decisions in my life growing up. We have all had moments where we wish we could take those back. But listen to me tonight, guys. You're not stuck with your past decisions. You can decide differently, not tomorrow, but right now. Because every sunrise is proof that life gives you another chance to rewrite your story. You don't have to die looking like your mistake. You can die looking like your masterpiece. But you have to make that decision, and you have to make that decision now that you want to change that lifestyle. You want to change that bad habit. Because I'm telling you, when I change my decision, I change my reflection. People start seeing the purpose that I always had deep inside of me. And that was because of my choices began to match those feelings, that what was inside of me. You don't need to wait to the first of the year to make that resolution. You need to decide today that your future deserves a better version of you. So I want you to say this out loud with me. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to say this out loud so you can hear yourself saying this, because like I said before, when you say it, you can see it, and if you can see it, you can achieve it. So I want you to say this with me. I decide to rise. And I want you to say it loud. I decide to rise. That's power. Because every new decision plans a new destiny for you. Let's talk about legacy. Legacy is what your decisions say about you when you are gone. At the end of your life, people will, again, will not remember the car that you drove. They're not going to care about that. And you're not even going to worry about the clothes that you wore. The only thing they're going to remember is the impact that you made on life. Because that's what they always talk about. How a wonderful person that person was when they were here in this world. Why did they take that person? Because that person meant the world. He was always nice, was always smiling, always put a smile on your face. You know, that's what people gonna remember. Because I'm telling you, your decisions speak for you when your mouth can. That's what's gonna happen when you're gone. The decision you made gonna speak for you when your mouth cannot. Did you inspire other people's lives to be better? Did you stand for something real? Did you build something that outlived you? That's what it is all about. That's what legacy is all about. Your life is a reflection of your decision, guys. And your legacy is the echo of those decisions. I've buried people. When I was in the military, I was on the honor guard, and I buried people who had dreams that they never decided to chase. And I've celebrated people who made small, consistent decisions that changed generations. And we are doing that here with Green Organics. We're changing generations. Some of us are. Do you not want to be part of that individual that can change somebody's generation, including your own? Do you not want to be the first millionaire in your family? Do you not want to be, even if it's not a millionaire, do you not want to be the first person in your family that the rest of your family going to look back to you and say, man, I need help. Can you help me out? Or, man, that my little brother or my little sister or my big brother, my big sister is a successful person. Do you not want to hear that from your family? Again, when you die, you look like your decision. You don't look like your DNA. You don't, not your last name, not your bank account, your choices. So tonight, I want you to decide to become unforgettable. Decide to build something that your children and your grandchildren can stand on. Decide to walk in purpose, guys, like your life depends on it. Because it does. It does. But you got to tell yourself that. Stop being negative. Stay positive. So in closing, let me say, family, you came into this world looking like your parents, but you leave looking like your decision. So I want you to decide to live fully. I want you to decide to love deeply. I want you to decide to lead boldly. Decide to become everything that you weren't created to be, that you were created to be, Because one day when your name is spoken, I want it to carry weight. Let it remind people that you made decisions that built a legacy. I want you to look around the room that you're in and say it one last time. When I die, I will look like my decision, and they'll look like greatness. I'm gonna say that one more time. When I die, I'm gonna look like my decision, and it will look like greatness. With that said, thank you, family, for being here tonight to take in this information. I love you all. Let's go out and decide to win tonight. Thank you. Back to you, Coach.
Man, Coach Seymour, thank you so much, brother. I know I got notes. I hope everybody got notes. And one of the things that really stood out to me that Coach was talking about was making a decision. And decision that he just closed with. And decision comes from a Latin word, which means to cut. as in surgical precision, surgery, things like that. Whenever you hear the word decide, the last four letters, CIDE, side, come from the Latin word cide, and that means cut, but not a regular cut. That means to kill. So when you see the word suicide, CIDE, something had to die. When you see the word herbicide, CIDE, right? Some weeds or some plants had to die. When you see the word fratricide or matricide or homicide, okay, to kill a human, something had to die. So when Coach Seymour says decide, whatever that alternative gotta die, or else you ain't even make a decision. Decision come from the same word as incision, and it's literally a cut that, like, you gotta really think about that. You gotta really think about that. So when Coach gives you all that information, and you gotta make a decision about how you wanna live, how bold you wanna move, do you really wanna make this business and make the magic happen? Whatever that alternative gotta go. Whatever the alternative is, gotta go. I'm just telling y'all, all right? So that being said, let's dive into some stuff real quick. Yeah, we got plenty of time. Again, I thought today was going to be a little slightly less busy for me. It wasn't. It wasn't at all. But I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here. All right. We're going to talk about getting what you want as fast as possible in the network marketing space. We're going to talk about getting what you want as fast as possible in this business model, in this industry. What you'll notice is things that you learn here, skills that you learn here, mindsets that you learn here, and things of that nature. Has anybody noticed that they benefit you in your life outside of this industry? Yes or no? How many people have noticed, like learning the color personality types? You know that helps you deal with people in your job or your family or your relationships. You notice that? Becoming more confident. We taught a class on confidence maybe a year or two ago, the confidence course. And it just, right? It helps you in other areas, even the fitness challenge, right? It's helped. Okay. So I don't know how many of y'all involved in the fitness challenge, but I'm keeping up with y'all. And it is far more difficult than you would think to do those four little simple things every day. But that being said, let's talk about it. Number one, you have to know what you want and be specific. And I want to thank Coach Marcus Jones for always hammering this point home every time we have Franchise Factor. You have to know what you want and be specific. You cannot be general. For example, Coach Marcus always gives you the example of the house, right? Or the dollhouse and things like that, because that happened to us. We really talked about that years ago when we were getting on the right track with this stuff. I'm gonna give you a different example today. Do me a favor, put in the chat what city some of y'all live in. Put in the chat. Give me some cities that people are dialing in from tonight. Bentonville. All right, now Bentonville, Arkansas. I know that because that's the home of Walmart. And you know, I study rich families. I like studying money. So we'll go with Bentonville. Okay. No, I take that back. Let's do Memphis. Let's do Memphis. Grizzlies, that's my team. Let's do Memphis. All right. If I go to my GPS and I put in Memphis, Tennessee, is it gonna bring me to Twyla and her family's home? Yes or no? Yes or no? We was almost there, Sandra. Right. No, it won't. But I'm putting in Memphis, Tennessee, right? It is either going to bring me to the beginning part of the city or the dead center middle of the city, regardless of what else is there. You wanting what you want is no different. You got to be specific. Okay? You got to be specific. In my house, we got different types of milk that we like in our house. I like a certain type of milk. Okay? The missus likes a different type of milk, right? We different milk, right? You got to be specific when you go on grocery shopping in our house, or you're going to come back mad. Mad. You told me you wanted some chocolate. I don't, a lot of different types of chocolate. You got to be very, very, very specific. That's number one. If we're clear on number one, and you got to be ultra specific, your rank with the company, you can't just say, I want to be a top earner. How much is that exactly in commissions? Is it a month or is it cumulative? You got to get specific, okay? Let's move on to number two. Everybody clear on number one? Clear on specificity? Yes or no? Yes? Put in the chat if we're clear so we can move. Number two, here's where a lot of people go wrong. They go wrong right here. And I mean a lot of people. Once you get really specific on what you want, locked in, you want a cruise? What cruise line? What company? Where does it go? When does it leave? You got to be specific. But number two, do not be tied to how it has to happen. Do not be tied to how it has to happen. It might happen differently than what you think. And that's the thing. We get so proud in our own way that seems wise to us. We don't understand. It might be $1 million, but it might not. Now, if you say specifically, I want to be $1 million cumulative earner with the Green Organics family of companies, either HBN or Go to Sign or both, things like that, right? That's very specific. But if you say I just want $1 million, you assume it's coming from network marketing. It might or it might not. Might come from a whole nother way. Okay, but once you do get specific on what you want, do not get specific on how it happens unless you really want it to happen that way, because it's something about the process and the journey and the recognition and the rank. That's different. You can have all of that. But when it's tied to a particular thing, like a house or a car, and you're specific on the type, do not be tied to how it has to happen. You don't know. And if you get tied to how it has to happen, you're going to miss how it could be happening on this side. Okay. So if you got your top 20 reasons why list, some of those things, you do have an emotional attachment to how you want it to happen because of the journey. That is totally normal, totally acceptable. But a lot of things on that list, some of y'all got, I want 50,000 a month. I want a vacation. Well, we don't know where the money go. It might be free. Might just win it. You don't know. Okay. So we'll close out number 2 by saying this: be married to the mission, not the method. Put a 3 in the chat if we're clear on that. Be married to the mission, not the method. Okay. Could happen all kind of ways, right? Number 3, clearly define and redefine the mission. We already cleared the mission, but as you grow, as you learn more, sometimes your tastes change. Your favorite food when you was young, I couldn't stand Brussels sprouts when I was young. Today, if they got some grilled Brussels sprouts on the menu, I'm ordering them. Your tastes change. Your preferences change. Some people used to want to live in this city, but now as you get more grown, you're like, too much going on. I want to live here. Or after you develop some different things, you have to always be redefining your mission. You have to redefine it. Make sure, look, your top 20 reasons why list, I'm in there at least once a month. I don't even want this no more. Get out of here. Let's get this in there. Redefine and clarify your mission. So it's knowing what you want and be specific. Be married to the mission, not the method of how it happens. And then refine it. Refine it regularly to make sure that this is still what you want. Okay? Be very clear about that. You got great stuff in the comments. Anybody in the comments, you really wanted something and now you like, I don't even like that. Oh, I don't like that type of person. Oh, I don't even like that type of car. I don't even like the cars I used to want. Yeah, we just change. You just grow, you evolve as a being. Okay? Put a 4 in the chat if y'all get it and y'all ready to move on. Okay, put a 4 in the chat. Let me know. I need activity. Let me know. Okay, number 4. Spend a little bit of time on this one. Y'all know I love formulas. I love formulas, okay? This formula for number 4 is an AI formula, not artificial intelligence, what we absolutely love, not that. We're going to be talking about an achievability index. And yes, for people who didn't attend the class, recordings are available. You can reach out directly and you can purchase a recording. Over 8 hours of content, by the way. We should charge way more for that. But the recordings are the same ticket prices for everybody else, and it will not be available forever. So reach out if you want to get a recording so you can get caught up to speed on how to build a team internationally. Man, Coach, I don't know. Do we even need to share those recordings? That probably not. That was solid gold. Yeah, that one about how to build internationally with never mind. Forget everything I said. No, ain't no recordings for y'all. Yeah, not that one. Yeah, no. If y'all wasn't on the class, you can try to reach out to some people that was in the class. Maybe they'll sell us all out and share with you. I would not do that because I just wouldn't do it. I'm sorry, y'all. You should have been there. I don't know what to tell you. Look, y'all, I'll let you know when we do it next one. I'm sorry. The people who attended that class and paid for it up front, and the people who took the time out of their day. Yeah. Thank y'all for everybody who's in the comments who went, yeah, don't share nothing. Don't worry about it. Y'all will catch up on the next one, y'all. Y'all can figure enough out by just kind of watching us, I guess. I want y'all to build, don't share the recording. I want y'all to build y'all international teams before everybody who didn't come try to build international. Use those techniques for like the next 90 days and build some international teams. We'll let everybody else catch up after that. No disrespect, but we gotta love on the people who want the information. All right. So now we're talking about the AI Achievability Index. The AI Achievability Index. This index is going to combine key elements for successful manifestation, okay? Focusing on clarity, emotional engagement, and belief. Now pay attention to this part, please. I'm going to give you 3 elements to the formula. The first element, you already know it, is specificity. Your desire, the thing that you want, must be crystal clear and highly detailed, okay? A scale of 1 to 10. A 10 indicates absolute clarity on what you want. Absolute clarity on the prayer you want answered, right? In the physical realm, right? The second factor in the achievability index is excitability. This is my favorite. Your level of enthusiasm and positive emotion, how excited are you towards your desired outcome and the thing you want to have, the place you want to go, the person you want to be? How excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10 to have that? Because high excitement fuels how fast you get things. A lot of people haven't figured it out yet. High excitement fuels how fast you get things, okay? So that's the second factor. And you're going to multiply these 10 times 10 times 10. That's if you maxed it out. You might be 9 times 5 times 2. We don't know yet. We'll see for you. So everybody put a 1 in the chat if you got specificity and excitability on a 1 to 10 scale. Put a 1 in the chat if you got these. Let's keep moving. Okay. The last factor, believability. Believability. Your genuine conviction that what you desire is possible. That's a crucial factor because if you don't believe it, you'll never have it. I can tell you that. So it's specificity, excitability, and believability. Your desire must be crystal clear. You must be super, super enthusiastic about it. And your genuine belief, faith, conviction that you can actually have, do, be, or see, whatever that is you want to have. That's crucial, okay? So here's the example I'll give you. Let's talk about you making $2,500 a month. $2,500 a month, easy math, right? Answer these questions for yourself. You don't have to put them in the chat. You can, you don't have to. But answer these questions for yourself. I'm going to show you how the formula works, the achievability index, and you can determine your score. It's a maximum of 1,000 points because 10 times 10 times 10. I'm going to give you 2 examples. Number 1, on the scale, assuming you don't already, let's just assume if you do make this amount already, go bigger, okay? On this, you currently earn $2,500. But you really desire $25,000 in commissions combined with HB and Go to Sign. That's what you want. That's the money, that's the method, that's how you want it to come. And you don't care what rank you got to be, but you want $25,000 a month from the Green Organics family of companies, and you are crystal clear on that, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, what would that be for something that you really, really want, that you desire? Just play the game. Just play the game with me so you understand the way this works, okay? A lot of people would say 10. If you're not making that already, it should be a 10. Now, the next one, excitability. How excited would you be if every single month you had $25,000 coming in commissions? Like a lot of people would be 10. They'd be over the moon. That's beyond life-changing in today's economy, especially if you got a job. It's huge. Yeah, they'd be over the moon. You mean I get $75,000 every 90 days from that company? That's crazy. They go over the moon. Over the moon. If you never made that before, I can tell you, it is worth being the over moon about. It is worth it. So worth it. All right, but here's the thing. So we got 10, 10. So you got 100 so far. Last but not least, be real with yourself. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe that you can really achieve that? You ain't got to put in the chat if you want. Some of y'all some legit 10s. Some of y'all ain't. Just be real with yourself. That's the key. That's the key. okay? Because I can tell you, if you are at an 8, but really a 9 or a 10, I am certain that that thing will happen for you. And I'm gonna show you how to make it go even faster with the next step. A lot of people like, I know I could do it. I'm just on the time frame. If you excited and you really at an 8, really a 9 or a 10, I'm telling you it's gonna happen for you. I'm gonna just show you how to do it faster with the next steps. How many people want to know how to do it faster? You got the 3 lined up. How many? You put a 1 in the chat if you want to go faster. Put a 1 in the chat. I gotta see this. I gotta see who really want it. This free. It's crazy. It's free. We throwing it up. We giving you the keys tonight. Keys to drive the car tonight. Okay, let me give you an example. I have something on my top 4 reasons why list in our personal development group. We have to go over our 20 reasons why top 4 every day. So one of my top 4 I just accomplished the other day or last week or something like that. So I had to scratch it off and put a new top 4 in there, right? Praise God, excited. I got that new top 4 in there, that one thing, and I had to do this same exercise when I put that one on the list because I got to have 20 things, not 19, right? And it moved up to my top 4. My level of clarity on what it is was a 10. I know where it's at, everything involved with the process. I am totally locked in to everything it takes, the cost, the time, the location, that everything I need to know. I see it. It's not only on my screensaver on my phone, I can see it in my head right now. That's how clear it is to me, right? My specificity is top tier. It's in my imagination. I know it's there. Number 2, my excitement about it, over the moon. Can't wait. Can't wait. A 10, 10, 10. Then we get down to believability, okay? And this is a pretty pricey item. I go about this exactly $30,000, by the way. And I get to 10, I get to my last thing, believability that I can have it, that I'll have it, right? That I already have it, as good as mine. It was a 10. And I'm gonna tell you, this is how you know when you're gonna get it. I tried to really convince myself that I was at a 9, that I would have this thing. I was putting it on my list going, nope, I'm not a 10. Let me at least try to be, I was trying to be an 8 or a 9. I couldn't. It's a 10. I could not even fix my hand to write 9. It's a 10. So you know if you're really at a 10 when you can't even write down 9. Like you trying to do 9 and it feels so wrong because you know you're a 10. That's how you know you at a 10, 10, 10. If it's not like that, and you can actually kind of think and convince yourself, believability, I might be at an 8. I feel like I'm gonna have it, but if you can put anything other than 10, like my hand wouldn't even form the letter 9, the number 9. That's how concrete you got to be about what it is. Just right, okay. But you got to be real with yourself. But let's move on. All right, let's how to make it go a little bit quicker. Assuming you're at a 10, 10, 10 or a 10, 10, 9, which is a 900, or a 10, 10, 10, that's 1,000, right? Shift your wants to have the next point. You got to shift your wants to already haves. You have to shift your needs to already haves. That's the toughest one. And a lot of people who need this information are not on this call. All right. You have to mentally shift when you think, man, I really want that. You have to shift that to good as mine. You have to have that good as mine. I've got to pick it up. That good as mine energy, right? That I already got it energy. Okay. Some of you got $50,000 in the bank. You don't have it on your person. You have access to it through digital signals, but technically, assuming that, fractional reserve banking, I'm not trying to, I know your money's not in the bank. I know they loan it out. I'm not just humor me. But you don't have it, but it's yours. And you really know you can access it even if you don't want to. It's the energy of, I already have the thing. I don't want it because I already have it. I don't need it because I already have it. So when people be talking need, especially people that are close to you, it's going to be your family, it's going to be your friends, it's going to be your coworkers, it's going to be your kids. I need this, I need that. Oh man, that be just annoying me to no end. And I do it to myself sometimes. I have to catch myself. Already have it. Chill, bro. Got it. If it's on that list, that you got it. Santa Claus coming to town. So you want it to happen quicker. You have to shift your want thoughts to have already thoughts, and shift your I need thoughts to I have already thoughts. And you can only have what you already have. That's a bar. You might want to write that down. You can only have what you already have. You can only have what you already have. You got to have it in your head, see it in your heart to get it in your hand. That's how it works. Okay. See it in your head, feel it in your heart, you'll have it in your hand. That's how it works. Okay. On every plane of existence. All right. Now, here's the thing, you have to practice and get good at changing those want and need thoughts into have thoughts. You like with people who want to get good at the AI cinematography and things like that, they know they got to practice. They know they have to go to YouTube. They know they have to practice the skills and work and figure it out. They know they got to go download different softwares to move watermark. They know these things. The kids who want to get good at the video games, they practice. You will have to practice getting good at perceiving want thoughts, perceiving I'ma get it thoughts, and perceiving, ooh, I need that thoughts to I have it. Just think it. You don't even have to believe it. You just have to think it. I'm gonna say that again. That's gonna bring us to the next point. Okay. You don't even have to believe it. You just have to think it. I'm gonna prove it to you in 2 points. Okay, let's keep going. Think and Grow Rich is a book that all my mentors forever have always told me about. Think and Grow Rich. Everybody should have a copy of this book, right? And one of my mentors told me, said, Will, you should really get this book. The Secret to Wealth is written on every page. I read the book 6 times. This is before I was big into audiobooks. Couldn't fit. What you mean the secret to wealth is on every page? I'm reading every single page over and over again. I didn't realize he was talking about the fact that the words think and grow rich actually are written on every page. So if some old school mentor, rich person coach tells you think and grow rich by Napoleon Hill, get that book, The Secret to Wealth is on every page. That's what they're talking about. And that's like an inside joke they all know, but it really is. Okay. Now, how many people have read the book Think and Grow Rich? Put a big 1 in the chat. Okay. Okay. Now, this is what I'm gonna ask you. You got 1 second to answer. What's chapter 8? See, you don't know. You don't know what chapter 8 is. A decision, by the way, because Coach Simo was talking about it. But here's the point. You read this book. Did you? You don't know the chapters. So like you read it, but you didn't. Right. Crystal done Googled it already. I had to get it because that's why I said 1 second, Crystal, because everybody's gonna run to the internet, right? But decision. Here's the point. Here's the point to the story. And chapter 4 is my favorite chapter, by the way, just so y'all know. And there's 4 chapters in the book that are absolutely flawless to me, but chapter 4 is probably my personal favorite. Now, here's the point. You might need to read this again. It's on audiobook for free. I'm not trying to put more on your plate. If you already in our personal development group, you already got an amazing, where's my book? It must be in another room. You already got a book that you're reading, okay? That you're already in deep in. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about it. But if you're not in our personal development group, you're not reading no books right now, at least get this for free off YouTube. I recommend the paperback, but at the same time, at least start listening to the audiobook and listen to it until you actually know what the chapters are. The audiobook is free on YouTube. Come on, y'all. You got to build it up. And this wasn't enough for me, okay? As an author, as a reader, as a person who used to work in librarian, I knew that this book wasn't the end for me, so I'll show you this. I went and got this one. Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill. This is the book that Think and Grow Rich was based on. Okay, little encyclopedia. Absolutely amazing book. However, that particular book was based on these manuscripts, 40-some manuscripts from the real billionaires that he really worked with. A lot of people don't know that that book is based on manuscripts from real billionaires in real life that Napoleon Hill interviewed. For people who want to get, I don't even remember how much this costs. It doesn't matter. But the manuscripts, this is the stuff that I really value in there, okay? And that's where I learned this from, okay? The book Think and Grow Rich will help you shift your thoughts from I want, I need to I have, okay? That free audio on YouTube will help you do that. Now, we're going to move on. We're going to move on. All right, put a 1 in the chat if y'all ready to move on. We 4 minutes past time, and I don't want to cut this off till Sunday because y'all need to start implementing the rest of this tonight. It will help you tonight, okay? Our next point is emotional generation. Emotional generation. Now listen, this is crucial. Repetition can help you change your thought process and rewire it, but repetition takes a long time. What's another way for you to change your mindset or your thoughts from I want, I need to I have? It's way faster than repetition. Repetition's good. Affirmations are good. Okay, that's repetition. Affirmation is repetitions. You say it over and over again, even if you don't believe it, it'll happen. That is a fact. Okay, claim it, that's a little bit nebulous. Personal development, that's the process. Action, we always gonna do action. I don't see it yet. What is another method, okay, to shift your mindset way faster than repetitions and repetition is affirmations. Okay, record it, then play it back. That's going to be repetitions. That's affirmations again. Hearing, that's affirmations and repetitions again. That's the way we learn most things. That's how we learn English. That's how we learn how to speak. That's how we learn how to drive. That's how we learn how to do network marketing. We just do it over and over again. That's how we learn how to tie our shoes, right? Nope. Not consistency. That's repetition again. Teaching it, that's repetition still. Okay, that's all repetition. Let me give you another way. Okay, imprinting in the subconscious, yes, but that is typically, that's what we're talking about doing. But you can do that through repetition over and over and over again. Here's a shortcut. This is really fast. Okay, I gave y'all the answer already. It's emotional generation. For example, you just simply need to generate a strong emotion about the thing that you really want to go from want to have. You have to generate a strong emotion about it. Will, how do I do that? I'll show you in a second. But let me give you an example because I want you to understand the how. But remember, until you know how, until you know why, the how doesn't matter. Okay, but I'm gonna give you the how anyway. Okay, how did you learn how to not touch an iron or a hot stove? How did we all learn this? Did it take repetitions? Did you have to touch a hot stove 15 times and say it 20 times a day for you to learn how to not touch a hot stove? Touch it one time. Why? There was a strong emotion generated in pain and anger. Like, oh no, you'll never do it again. This is, you see somebody on Facebook put, I ain't never gonna date no Libra, I'm never gonna date no Gemini. You ever seen people put that on Facebook? I ain't never dating this type of person. Significant emotional event which normally manifests as trauma. Trauma. Do y'all know how and why I stopped texting and driving 99% of the time? Why I don't text and drive? Do y'all want to know the story of why I do not text and drive? I do not text and drive 99% of the time. I do not text and drive. Okay, wasn't an accident. Was almost an accident, and I almost hit a dude that was crossing the street at the red light. It was green for me, and it was nighttime. It was late, and he was crossing the street on a whole red, like wearing a garbage bag or something. I'm like, yo, I almost hit this dude. In that moment, that it ended up not being traumatic. It was right there, but it generated enough emotion for me to change my whole mindset on texting and driving. No, it is a rare occurrence. It's a rare occurrence. Okay, so I still do sometimes, being honest, transparent, not a lot. All right, not like I used to. So I'll be working. Okay, so just understand that you got to learn how to manipulate your own emotions and well, I don't know how to generate emotions and manipulate my own emotions if I know I don't have it yet. How do con artists manipulate people? How do narcissists manipulate people? How do crackheads manipulate people in their family to giving them money for food? Like how? Chad, how do con artists, narcissists, and crackheads manipulate the emotions of people into feeling sorry for them? Like they manipulate the emotions. How do they do it? You're that type of person, but how do they do it? Yeah, practice. It's a very specific technique that they use. Used car salesman, that's why I don't buy used cars. I had a traumatic experience with a used car. I never bought a used car ever again, ever. I got conned. I got conned back in the day, man. If it's used, don't even buy it. Will, it's such a great bargain. I understand. Yes, it's probably smarter to get to shop used cars. I was too emotionally impacted. My mindset changed. You can buy used cars. Okay, let me tell you the secret technique that con men, narcissists, and crackheads use all around the world to manipulate the emotions and generate emotions of people. They lie. They lie. They lie repeatedly. They lie. Period. They may not cheat and steal. Sometimes people will give it to them. They lie. That's the number one. Number one, lying. That's what they do. So, and they don't even have to believe the lie. They know that car is a lemon. You have to believe what they're saying, and neither do you. And that's going to move us to our next point. That is how, okay, you can generate emotion in yourself in shortcut and kind of not shortcut the repetition part, but you can compress the time frame very, very quickly. Lie to yourself, please. It is not illegal. It is not immoral. It is not bad. Do you know that the Bible says, you shouldn't lie to people? No, it don't. I can tell those of y'all who not in the Bible class, and I can tell you those of you who do not read it, it says, thou shalt not bear false witness. That's lying to a third party, another person. That's getting some other people involved in your deceit. In fact, the Bible does say, because Troy just got us in Joel, it says chapter 3, verse 10, let the weak say what? What does the Bible literally tell them? What does the prophet Joel tell us? Let the weak say what? Yeah, politicians, experts are lying. Yeah. Let the weak say I'm strong. There's a weak person, and the Bible, a good book, is literally telling them to lie about your current situation, your current condition. It's literally telling you the same stuff I've been telling y'all for 6 years. Y'all won't hear from me. Maybe you'll listen to the prophet Joel. There's another one. Coach Marcus just put in the chat. Okay. Call the things as not as wish they were. Live a lie. Got to. You at some point you're gonna figure out it right. Exactly. It's not a lie. It's true for you in the spiritual realm the second you say it. You're just waiting for the mental and the physical realm to catch up, and the mental realm is really irrelevant, because don't get tied to the method of mentally how is this going to happen, right? Okay. In our personal development group, one of the members, let me see, I'm not sure if they're on, I'm not going to say their name even if they are on the call. I don't think they're on the call though. Yeah, they're not on the call. Message me and say, Coach Will, I don't feel comfortable about the subliminal, the subconscious positive affirmation audios that we listen to when we go to bed. Excuse me. And they're made by a doctor, a good friend of mine, doctor out in California. Love this guy. And Dr. Steve, I work with him. I know him very well. And I know there's no problem with hearing positive stuff when I go to bed, going into my ear when I'm sleeping. I know that. But this person in our group was like, I don't know. I just don't feel. Look what I told him. Don't even listen to, look, don't worry about it. I'm not about to argue back and forth and explain science and subconscious conditioning to people who have something that they don't feel right about it. Why? Because when you start doing personal development and you start wanting growth and you start wanting bigger and better things for you and your family, and you know this is what God wants for you to have in your life, they don't want you to play small, they want you to play big, this is going to happen to you. You're going to run smack into the stuff that's been holding you back. When it's time for you to go from here to here, you are going to run smack into the stuff that's been holding you back. It's going to bubble up. It's going to bubble up, and you got to deal with it. It may be a certain type of relationship. It may be people from your past, exes. It may be issues or vices that you already had over with that bubble back up. You thought you had beat it, but you really didn't. When you're ready to go from here to here, you are going to run smack into the wall of everything that's been holding you back anyway. It's kind of like a test. It's just the way God set the universe up. It's just like a test to see if you're ready to graduate or not. And most people fail. Most people fail. They're too comfortable with the old limb. And this is why it's tough, because, well, that's a whole nother conversation. All right, let's move on. Let's move on, right? Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense, all right? That it's okay to lie to yourself. It's okay to tell yourself over and over again, right? But Will, that feels like repetitions. I'm gonna show you how to add emotion to it. Just, can you trust the process, please? Can y'all let me lay the foundation for what we're doing, right? Okay. Now, the same way that it's okay and advised for the weak to say I am strong, do you know that you should also let the poor be saying I am rich? You should be talking that money talk all day. And anybody who doesn't want you to talk like that, what did I say? You're gonna run smack up into the people, places, things, mindsets, vices, habits that prevented you from growing it, you're going to run right into them. Every time you're going to run right into them. Okay. I'm richer than most. That's why every day, I said that when I wasn't. Okay. Just understand. And throughout the day, especially when you wake up in the morning and especially before you go to bed at night, because your mind is in that malleable theta brainwave state. Okay. That's why. Now, if you ever are saying to yourself, I'm rich, I know I'm rich, I am rich, and it starts to feel like straining, like you're starting to work, like you're getting a headache, like I'm saying it too much, stop. Because you're starting to strain, and I don't want you to add any additional effort and action beyond what's necessary. Because when it comes down to answered prayer, let me tell you, more is not always better when it comes down to really focusing your thoughts and manifesting things. And manifestation for me is just another word for answered prayer. There's nothing weird about the word manifestation for me. A lot of people just don't understand the word. Fine by me, no issues there, right? And I don't want you to put forth too much effort to the point where you sweating. I done tried that, doesn't work. You got to be easy about it. You're just thinking about it, and it's as comfortable as I don't need to go find these blue light glasses because I already have them. You know, it's just a comfortable ease of thought. You'll get better at it with practice. So you do need to practice that saying the thing that you want, saying what and who you are over and over and over again. Now, another book, another verse from the Second Timothy chapter 2 says, the servant of the Lord shall not strive. Some translations say the servant of the Lord shall not struggle. You don't need, there's a certain amount of action that's going to be necessary, but as far as striving, fighting, quarreling, beefing, just clawing your entire life, you ain't supposed to work hard like that forever. At some point, there'll be a certain amount of action, effort, adversity, hardship, but beyond that, you should not have to deal. You're doing it wrong. If you struggling forever for your whole life, 5, 10, 20 year, 30 years, you striving at this point. You took hustle grind culture to a whole nother level. And if you hustle and grind too much too long and never understand the mental part, and you think it's all physical, work, with no mental, no spiritual, no emotional, you're gonna be haggard. Life is gonna age you really fast for all of that physical labor with no balance. Emotional, spiritual, mental, that all is important too, okay? Next point. This is really, really fun. Action is required, okay? Know that action is required. Faith without work is dead. I believe that's a good book of James. Belief without work isn't even belief. So yes, action will be required. It's more than what you want to do, but less than what it could be. And be okay with that. All right, be okay with that. We're done, almost down to the last 3 things. This is good. This is good stuff. We're done in 5 minutes. Sorry it's taking so long. Put a 1 in the chat if it's okay if I continue and wrap it up. Put a 2 in the chat if you want to cut it, and we'll pick it up on Sunday with these last 3. All right. I was hoping y'all would say that. Let's roll. All right. Mindset wise, I want you to start taking what you want for granted. Now think about this. This goes right in there with Will told us to lie. Well, yeah, kind of, but it's not really a lie when you tell it to yourself and it's something positive that God already said he wants you to have, okay? When I say take it for granted, I mean, is it not human nature that we take stuff we already have for granted? Let's be honest. It's not, I'm not proud of that fact. Can we be honest that we take our families and jobs until we don't have them no more? Can we just be real that most people take stuff for granted? Like it's just human nature. Not everything, but a lot, like our eyesight, we take that for granted till we don't have it. We just like, I guess I'm always be able to see. Oh no. Or your health. We just take it for granted till we don't have it. Your friends and relations. Look, Facebook. A lot of people take Facebook for granted. You don't even think about it. Might be gone tomorrow. You don't even think about it. Think about it. The opportunity with Green Organics and Go to Sign and HBN to make a ton of money really quickly. You think it's going to be here forever. For granted, because some of y'all ain't working mentally or physically hard enough. Y'all too inconsistent for me, right? You're taking this stuff for granted. That's what we do. Adopt a mindset of you have the thing so fat, it's all whatever you want, your top 4. And practice with one thing. You already have it to the point that mentally you're taking it for granted. I'm good with it. I'm good without it. I'm good with these shades. I'm good without these. I got 3 pair anyway. I'm good with it. I'm good without it. Practice and cultivate the energy, the mindset of the thing that you want the most. I'm good with it. I'm good without it. I know mentally I already have it. I'm not tripping about it. I'm good with it. I'm excited if I have it, but if I don't, I'm not gonna die. I'm good. It's that, because I got 2 more in the back. I'm not tripping if I don't win this particular thing. I've already got 2 of those. It's that type of aloof, lackadaisical. There's a word for it. It's escaped me at the moment. That type of blasé, nonchalant attitude about things. That is the people that always win. You just got to be a little more nonchalant about the fact that you already have it, and you're going to start to feel the same way you do about things that you take for granted. All right. Now, this next step is fun. 2 more down, and we're out of here. I recommend, tell y'all a story. When I was competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu actively back in the early 2010s, I was like the peak of my powers, right? I won multiple state championships, just skipped nationals because we had a hurricane that year, a flood or something. I skipped nationals and went right to Worlds. And one of the things, and Worlds was in Long Beach, California. There were 2 things I did that helped me win a silver medal in World Championships in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu back in like 2012 or something like that. The reason I didn't get a gold, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, steroids. I didn't know that every jiu-jitsu fighter at that level uses steroids. I didn't know this. I did not know this. But I got a silver because the dude I was fighting, I was like, man, this dude, come on, man. I'm trying everything I got. And I'm like, yeah, that's not natural. That's incredible hope. Yeah, it's what it is. It's what it is. And I never went, I competed 1 more year in one, but I didn't win the whole thing, but I did win my match. And I got a concussion. So I was like, I think I'm done. I'm getting old. I'm done with this stuff, right? But here's what I did. 2 things I did that got me not 1, but 2 silver medals in world championships in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, he was super juiced, Clarence. He was super juiced. I mean, no disrespect to him. I didn't know the rules. If I knew that, I probably would have took them all too. But whatever. All right. So number 1, I went there a week early. So I wanted to go get prepared. I went there a week early. Okay. And I didn't have money. I wasn't in was I network marketing? I was just about to get in network marketing, I think, 2010, 2011, somewhere up in there. Just about to start. But I went to my brother used to live in LA. He used to live in LA. And I went and stayed with him. I slept on his couch in his apartment in Burbank all week. So I wanted to get acclimated to being there already. So that gave me an advantage that I was comfortable with the weather, the air, the altitude, everything was comfortable. I was adjusted by then. But thank you, Jessica. I'll tell him you say that. The second thing I did, I paid a dude that I met on online. I don't remember, was Facebook even? I don't know. But some online thing, and I paid him. This is 13, 14 years ago at this point, something like that. I paid him, never met him, online to make me a CD or VHS or something. I think it was a CD, a DVD. And I sent him clips of me fighting, and he put together these clips, and I paid like $200 for this, right? We can do it for free today with a cell phone. But I paid him to put together a highlight reel with me with some trophies and some gold medals, even if I didn't have them. And he made them go fast, 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 like a subliminal video. And I couldn't even see the images, but your subconscious mind don't miss nothing. And all I would do is just watch that video every day when I wasn't doing nothing. I'd watch the video. It was subconscious. I could barely blink and I would miss something, but it was on a loop. So all I would do is fall asleep, wake up, DVD still playing. I would see it, wake up, fall asleep. All I saw all week long. And when I went there, I wiped out. I was wiping folks, just slaughtering humans. It was terrible, terrible, right? Some dudes on steroids, whooped them too, right? It just wasn't for me to really win. And there's a story behind it in a good way. It worked out great. Okay. You do know you can do this with your phone now. Everybody in the AI class already knows how to make videos of themselves. And you can literally create your vision board in real time, and you can watch it in a very quick video. If you want to prompt it properly, you can make it be subconscious. I'll put that prompt in the chat for everybody who took the class later, but it doesn't have to be that way. You just need to see it. It's going to be you. You really doing exactly the thing that you're supposed to be doing. Coach Seymour nails it, right? They probably got people, Coach Seymour posting too many successful videos of him being successful with AI, too many success videos. What kind of fool? I don't know if anybody said that, I hope not, but think about that. That's what some people would say. How you gonna talk crazy about somebody that is literally posting nonstop success? Do you know that person is about to grow from here to 100 million? They are conditioned. They ain't worried about you. Coach Seymour is doing that for himself. He's building, his team is gonna grow. He gonna grow. You have to condition your subconscious mind, and you can't care what anybody else thinks. I'll post whatever I want to post. I don't care what they think. I don't care what y'all think most of the time. Being honest with you, love you, but your thoughts or belief patterns are not going to imprint what I do and how I live my life. And you shouldn't let what I think tell you how you're going to live your life and what you decide to operate with. We just coaching you in this business because we've been doing it a little longer. But your life is your life. You need to really be clear about that. All right. So that being said, you can make a video of yourself and watch it all the time. And let me give you all a tip. There is a certain technique where once you know how to make a basic video of something that you want to achieve and accomplish, that's what you need to be watching, not the next NFL game. You need to be watching yourself winning. That's what you need to be watching. Condition your mind with that, right? Okay. I'll ask somebody what Bo Jackson jersey number was. We all know it. It's the number of most great running backs. And people don't even know how much volume it takes to be a bronze or a silver with HBN. Think about that. You're watching too much of stuff that's not going to benefit you, okay? But here's the tip. I'm not wrong, but here's the tip. Imagine right now an action or something that you would only be doing if you achieved your goal. So it's one thing to visualize yourself leaner. That will work. I want to show you how to make it go faster. What's something you would only do, or a place you would only go, or a person you would only see if you had achieved that particular goal? Now think about this for yourself. It may be you high-fiving somebody. It may you be dapping somebody up. You know, it may be somebody coming to congratulate you, a specific person coming to congratulate you and say, man, you did it. Girl, you did it. Whatever it is. You can create that video using AI tools and techniques, and you just loop that. You take that video, you download it, you upload it to YouTube, and then you just click upload it private so nobody can see it but you or anything like that. Nobody else needs to see your stuff. And then you just click repeat one on a playlist, and you just watch that one micro action over and over again. Will, you wouldn't be dapping up such and such if you hadn't achieved this, went there and do, because you have to figure out what's one thing you would do only if you achieved your goal. What's one place you would only go if you achieved your goal? And in that one place, what's one thing you can only do in that place? And you break it down to a micro scene, 10 seconds. And you upload to YouTube, you loop that. Now you're gonna have to do some work. You're gonna have to figure out what the micro scene is for you, and you loop that. I'm telling you, it'll happen way, way, way faster, and you watch it all the time. The last thing before we close, ladies and gentlemen, is relaxation. You gotta relax. You gotta relax. You gotta relax. Boats move faster when the water is calm. I'll say that again as we close this call. And we ran long, but hopefully y'all got a ton of value. Boats move faster when the water is calm. Now, why is that important? Because water and the waves and how water works, it's called current, like a strong current. Okay? Don't get carried away by the current. That's what water is called. It comes from the word current, from the Latin word currens, which means to run. Okay? But your thoughts are also current. If you read a lot of books like we read, you will hear scientists and professors talking about thought waves, alpha wave brain state, beta wave brain state, a wave like a water wave current. So your thoughts are measured in forms of current. Water is measured in terms of current. Water is measured in waves. but your thoughts are measured in alpha, beta, gamma, delta brainwave states. That's why they call it thought current, okay? Time is measured in terms of current because we talk about it in terms of current events. Have you caught up with the current events, right? It literally is time, okay? When people say, oh man, the clock is still running, the word currens is the Latin word for the word run. So when people say it's a football game, the clock's still running, it means that time is still moving on and you can't stop it, okay? So it's all about currency. Money also is called currency. It comes from the same Latin root word for run, which means money needs to move. It needs to circulate. This is why in the 5 talents in the Bible story, the master came back to the house and was mad at the slaves that buried the money and buried the talents. They didn't go invest it and help it move around. So yeah, you should have a certain amount of savings for emergencies, but your money need to be invested, need to be investing in yourself, investing in classes and programs and events for yourself, and investing in stocks when you're able to do that and pay off the debt. But the money need to be moving, okay? That's why they call it currency. Money love to move, okay? They like to move fast. Electricity is also measured in terms of current, AC, DC, alternating current, direct current, okay? So if water, electricity, money, time, and your thinking all moves in terms of current or currency, think about that. You have thoughts in your body, that's 1. Your body is made out of like 80, 90% water, that's 2. Time, you exist in time and experience time more than time experience itself. You keep track of when you're born, when you die, how old you are. You are operating in time. You are water. Your thoughts are even measured in terms of currency. So your physical body is measured in terms of current because water's current and it's like 90% water. Your mental thoughts are measured in terms of waves like water, same word, thought, currency, current. You have time, you're operating inside and outside of time for your whole existence on this planet, whatever. But also you have electricity running through your body, which is why you need electrolytes. That's not regular water. And if someone has a heart attack and their heart stops, the doctors will get the defibrillator, they'll say clear, and then they'll shock them, clear, and they put electricity back in. So you got 5 different currents: time, energy, time, electricity, water, thoughts, right? What's the last one that I didn't mention? Money, which is also measured in currency, the foreign exchange rate, currency exchange, okay? So that's the point. If you're already 4 types of current, it's you, your money too, you're all 5, but the world has fooled you into thinking that you are separate from money, which is why you want to have it. I need it. I got to have it. You think that you're not it. Electricity, you never have a problem paying a utility bill or having electricity. If it go out, it's coming right back on. Not even got solar. You never have a problem with time. You may not be organized or manage it well, but you got all the time in the world. We all got 24 hours in a day, right? You got access to water in the ocean, the faucet. Nobody's ever stressed, in America anyway, about not having enough water. You can cry and make water. Water's everywhere. For you, it's about to rain, you get water, right? But you come down to money and you feel separate from it, but you're not. And a couple calls ago, you might want to find the recording. I proved to you spiritually and scientifically how you are money from an elemental carbon scientific proof. How many people on for that call? I know it sounds crazy if you wasn't on the call. How many people were there? We proved using the periodic table of elements that you quite literally are money. You just are. You just are. Okay? So as we close the call, I'm gonna give you something I do whenever I spend or invest money. And this right here. You're gonna love it. I almost didn't give it to you. You're gonna love it. In fact, Coach Marcus, we can cut the recording on that one. This is just people who are live. I'm gonna give them this. It's gonna change everything for you. It can if you wanted to. Cut the recording. We'll see y'all on the recording. We'll see you on the next one.